All right, let's have a look at the main window.xaml.cs file. So at the very top, we've got our using statement. We can have many using statements, not very many. In this case, we only have the one. What this is doing is it's telling the .NET framework what parts of it we would like to use. As we get more sophisticated in our application, we'll be using more and more components of it, and our using list will get longer and longer. But right now, we only have the one thing. The second item is the namespace. Namespace is usually the same as the solution name, so name your project wisely right from the beginning. Namespace is used to accumulate various components in various files and group them together into a single entity. Then we have our class. In this case, we have our main window class, and it is of type window. And how we know it's of type window is this piece right here, the colon window. Window is something that is defined by the .NET framework, by the tool we're using, and it has a series of capabilities. So when you run this project and you have the window with a title bar and borders and a close button and a maximize and a minimize button and the ability to grab a corner and drag it and resize, that's all basic window capabilities. That's all code that's written by somebody else for you. What we're saying here is we'd like a main window, and we'd like to inherit all those capabilities of window. This piece right here is the constructor. What this does is whenever we're going to construct a main window, when we're going to take this implementation that we have and turn it into a real thing that appears on the screen, this is the first thing that's called. So main window, this constructor sets things up. Initialize component is a piece of code that is provided for us that takes the XAML file and converts it into actual objects that appear on the screen. Finally, we have the method that we created. So when we, on the XAML side, when we say click equals, and then we set and ask for a name, this code was provided on our behalf. Event handlers always have two parameters, a sender parameter and an event args parameter. We don't really have to worry about those. We generally don't use those for basic functionality. Once we get more sophisticated, we might want to have a look at them. And finally, I've actually implemented something here. So in this particular case, I am calling the message box object, and I'm saying, hey, can you show a message box for me? And I want the message box to say hello, which is a string. So let's decompose that a little bit. So methods on objects can be found by using the dot. The dot is what indicates that we would like to know something about this object. So in this particular case, we wanted to know about the show method. And how we know it's a method is because of the round brackets. So the round bracket pair indicate that this is a method because it takes parameters. Just like this was a method, it had round brackets. This is a method because it took round brackets. So that's how you can recognize a method, something that has round brackets and can or cannot, or does not pass parameters into the function, or into the method. And I use method and function interchangeably. The official name is method.